Welcome to AZ Rentals. Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
What's the name on your reservation? First off, the coke ovens here are off limits. This is a news article explaining why. It's a privately owned ranch. People have been trespassing and vandalizing it. Now this one's collapsed. So, since you're not supposed to be down there, we've just deemed this whole road of Rincon off limits. They're down here by the river. Well, this is the spelling of Rincon. Alright, so we're out here. You guys are going to cross over the highway diagonal from where we're at. You're going to go 2 miles to the farm, turn right, go around the farm, and it turns to dirt right there. That 4-mile stretch of asphalt is the only asphalt we want you driving on. Now it's 13.5 miles from my location to the canyon. Once you're there, look to the top. Bighorn sheep live in there. After the canyon, we put a little X on this map to remind you if you just don't make that right-hand turn down that trail, you'll bypass the whole coke oven area. This is where all the good four-wheeling is anyways. This is where I take my friends and family. So after the canyon, you're going to stay in the Sandy Wash. So I'll take you up to the old stagecoach, which is this building right here in the middle. After the stagecoach, the wash will go right, or it'll go left, or you'll see a trail that goes right up the middle of the mountain. If you go right, this way is really easy. If you go left, this is what's called the waterfall. They call it Big Step on this map. The biggest issue for this section is that people get too close to the wall and then they go off camber and then they smack the roll cage in the wall. So our little rule is about 12 inches. Give yourself about a foot between your tire and the wall and you should have enough room to swing. Or you can bypass that and take what we call the Dragon's Back, which is a series of hills that'll bypass that whole section. Now this is what's called 5 points. It's a 5-way intersection. Ranchers have blocked this access with barbed wire, so you can't go down that way, but there is another access that'll go up and over the mountain right here, which will take you out to Cottonwood Canyon. Cottonwood Canyon will take you all the way out to the Highway 79. If you come out this way and you decide this is how you want to come home or come back to our shop, we ask that you don't drive down the highway. They're not street legal. Cross over the highway and take the trail. Now there will be some barbed wire that you have to go up on the shoulder of the highway, but we ask that you just go up and around to stay on the trail as long as you possibly can. Now, if you have any questions, any problems, my phone number's here. Give us a call. Alright, that one's for you. Now, a quick operation of the vehicle. This is your drive belt. This is what connects your motor to your transmission. The biggest issue for these vehicles is people that don't know what they're doing. They leave it in high and they try to climb a hill and then they smoke a belt. So the little rhyme is when you're going slow, shift in low. Before shifting any gears, come to a complete stop. Let your RPMs come to an idle, then shift. Otherwise, you grind your transmission. And that includes your four-wheel drive. It's a push button on the dash. Stop, push the button, then proceed. Now we include spare belts, tools, and instructions on each of the vehicles hanging from the roll cages in the tool bag. There's also plug kits with CO2 cartridges if you get a stick or a nail in a tire. Anything beyond that, you'll have to just limp it out or give us a call. Any questions?
I don't think so.
All right, let's go get you loaded up.
All right. Go.
Just a quick reminder before you go out on the highway to know that you need to be using arm signals to indicate to other drivers which direction you're trying to turn. 90 degrees is to turn right, straight out is to turn left, and to put your arm down is to either slow or stop. Also, it's good practice to always put your car into park when you're exiting the vehicle, especially when you're on top of a hill. Alright, here's your tool bag. Has your spare belt, tools, and instructions on how to change the belt. In each of the bags will have a plug kit, spare belt, and tools on how to change tools and instructions on how to change the belt. This particular one is a Kawasaki, so it comes with a couple extra ones that most of my machines don't have. Alright, so we got your plug kit's got a couple tools like this, and then this particular one, this is for your CO2 cartridges. You'll put your CO2 cartridge in there, and then you'll attach it to your valve stem and pull the trigger to fill the tire. This is your reaming tool. If you get a nail in the tire, and the hole's too small to stick this guy through, this is what this is for, is to open it up a little bit so that it's big enough to penetrate with your threader here. So you'll put the plug through the eye of that, and then stick it halfway down and pull out. And then there's like a little line right there where the metal separates when you're pulling. All right, first off, you gotta squeeze the handle here to open your door. Also a reminder, there's a sensor in your seatbelt. You gotta buckle it up, otherwise it'll govern you to 15 miles an hour. There's a sensor in your brake pedal. If you do not engage the brake pedal, your ignition switch will not work. Here's your seat adjustment. You just gotta make sure when you're adjusting it to grab from the bottom, otherwise it's kind of hard to do it. If you try to grab from the top, it'll put pressure on the seat pan. Also, if you're in it, it's hard to do it, but if you're wanting it back, just pound it back or forward. Doesn't matter how big or how small the hill is, when you're wanting to go slow, make sure you're in low. And then for this, you also can push your four-wheel drive on. That'll evenly distribute the weight on your vehicle to ensure that you don't burn your belt up when taking a little hill or a big hill. Flats, you can turn off your four-wheel drive, shift it back into high if you're done.